We'll call the meeting to order. Young County Commissioners Court sitting in a regular meeting Monday, July the 24th, 2017. It is 9:30 a.m. Make note that this meeting's been posted in the manner for the time required and that all members of the court are present. If it's convenient, please stand. Please, in our invocation and our pledges.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we just ask you to be with us today. Guide, direct us, give us wisdom as we face issues to better our county, better our community. Father, we just ask you to bless all those that are present today. Bless those, watch over those and us that go out and serve this county and serve this community. Father, we just ask you to wrap your arms around those that have lost loved ones last week or so. Father, we just ask you to comfort those that are going through trying times. Father, we just ask you to heal those that are in sickness. And Father, we just again ask you to guide and direct us and work your will in our lives. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. I didn't get it right one.
I didn't think of Texas. You got everybody thrown off.
One of those days. Okay, item number 3, public comments, announcements, and presentations. We have first this morning, Young County Extension Agent interpretation presentation. We have Justin Rogers here with us, and it looks like a whole host of 4-H'ers.
Well, good morning. Definitely always a pleasure to come visit with you gentlemen and talk to the court just a little about what we're doing. We've had a real busy summer, 4-H wise, and reluctantly, Miranda, a co-worker there, they had some damage, some wind damage. I kind of visited some of you individually. Some wind damage at her place last night, and to the point where the roof is partially torn off. So she asked if I'd make sure I can cover everything this morning. So that's you need to take care of that first. So she's unable to attend here this morning, but just wanted to kind of bring some things to morning. I think we'll let you guys see the best and the brightest that we have, our 4-H kids, and definitely we appreciate everything you do to support our 4-H program and extension program in general. A lot of times our program is real heavy in 4-H in the summertime. We do a lot of activities, a lot of our time, and to be honest with you, the majority of our time, along with our ag and FCS and the consumer science program, is toward a lot is directed to 4-H, and they keep us hopping, keep us busy in the summertime. And I'm going to review a few of the things that we do just real quick, and I'll let each of the kids talk about who they are and where they're from. First of all, I'll go ahead and let them start with me. You guys go ahead and stand up, introduce where you're from, and I'll go over some of the things.
I'm Boomer Whitaker. I'm from Newcastle, Texas.
I'm Buckley Whitaker. I'm from Newcastle, Texas. I'm his brother.
I'm Becca Burgess. I'm from Bunger, Texas, just little South Grand.
I'm Brooke Higgins, and I'm from Longleaf.
I'm Shannon Gleason, and I'm from Grant.
I'm Phoebe Rogers, and I'm from Newcastle.
I'm Victoria Richards, and I'm from Graham. I'm Amanda Richards, and I'm from Graham.
A couple of 4-H volunteers as well here, Joe Bob Whitaker and Christine Richards in the back. Just a few things, and I know you guys are busy and got a lot of stuff going here this morning. Some of the activities that we did this summer that we're real proud of our participation in our events. State 4-H Roundup at College Station the first full week of June. Took a large group, about twice what we had last year, and had I think we had two live sub-judging teams. Also had about 4 individuals in the judging contest. Had food challenge teams. Also had 3 public speakers. I gave them qualified for state. And those are all contests that you qualify for. You don't just show up and participate. Those are all qualification contests. So we were real proud of that. We also had some other contests that we had actually, as a group, had qualified for, but weren't able to because of some of the conflicts of the different contests, but very proud of that. Took a big group this year. We've also had some 4-H workshops, just daily workshops, called 4-H day workshops, or just daily workshops throughout the county. One thing we're proud of, a new thing, a newer thing, at least to me, is the quilt challenge, the Texas 4-H quilt challenge. And we've had several young ladies that are involved in that as well. The District 3 Horse Show in Vernon, we had a few kids participated in that. And that was in June. District 3 4-H Leadership Lab. We took a large number. We took 6 kids this year to that, and they was in Course Mountain, Oklahoma, up at the Altus, north of Altus. Mission Possible, and that's a camp for kiddos that are a special needs type camp. We had Miranda, my coworker Miranda, and several youth from our county went there as sponsors and leaders for that. The commercial steer, at our kickoff meeting for our commercial steer program. We just got back last week from the Big 3 Field Days in Oklahoma and went to the NOC sheep contest and then the 3 contests at Oklahoma State University. Had 8 students there and a couple of volunteers. A few of the community service things we've done, we have annual safety day this last spring, the Texas A&M Horsemanship School, that was held in June. We also volunteered at the Food Truck Challenge and also did a couple things for community service, the first responders recognition that they did goodie bags for. But our 4-H banquet is next Monday night, the 31st. And if you've not received your invitation, something's lost in translation. You should have got an invitation, but we'd welcome you to come. It's going to be at NCTC, I believe at 6 o'clock. But we would definitely welcome you to join, attend our banquet as well. And so, just a few words. Just wanted to kind of let you up to speed what we're doing this summer, what we've done this summer, and got a busy week ahead of us. I'm going to fishing camp. I'm going to be a chaperone at the state fishing camp in Brownwood, and they assign you to kind of a service project each year, and so they're sending me and a few other agents in this district to fishing camp around. Would have to suffer fishing for a couple of days, but yeah, someone's got to. But we've got a great, something we didn't lift out. We also did our state fair validations, our state steer validations. There's just several things we do along with the 4-H program, the ag program. We've got several programs planned and for the fall in our ag program. Big sheep and goat meeting called the Sheep and Goat University is going to be held at Seymour on August 15th, and that is a district-wide event that several of us agents are planned and are going to put into effect on August 15th. In September, we're going to have a supplemental feeding program going into the winter on beef cattle. Basically, how to understand your supplemental costs and what that looks like. Also in October, we're going to have a rainwater harvesting program. We have a really good speaker, Billy Niffen. I can't pronounce that right. He's going to be our speaker. He's kind of a world-renowned speaker about rainwater harvesting. And that's in October. And then November, we'll have our North Central Texas Cattlemen's Clinic. And we are about to meet. It's a 3-county, us, Jack, and Palapinta County, to meet with that. We're going to have our organizational meeting here pretty quick and go over kind of those things. And we had our program area committee meeting there last week, and 2 weeks ago, and kind of got some ideas on some things. And we'll go back to that committee as well and visit after I meet with my coworkers in other counties about some programming ideas and things. So we're looking forward to a great fall and winter. And we just sure appreciate your support. I know it's a busy time during budget period. And we just appreciate everything. And I know the kids appreciate your support of our 4-H programs. Have any questions for me or any of the kids?
You kind of covered it, looks like. Sounds like you're trying to be busy. I'm not having Timmy come around there in just a minute. She's going to get each one of his names. We didn't quite get them.
Sure. You bet.
I want you to know, I appreciate each and every one of these young people. Participation in 4-H could possibly be the biggest life-changing event in your young lives. I know it was for me. Anything I've learned about leadership, business, self-respect, helping others, started in 4-H. It's a wonderful organization, and you're very unique individuals participating. So be very proud of what you do. Good job.
We will come back during National 4-H Week and we'll get some pictures and kind of do a declaration where you sign things. But it's always a good event for us to come back and we'll get a picture there, but we'll probably just get a picture with him outside the courthouse. But definitely appreciate your time and your efforts and all your support over the years, and we look forward to coming back there in October. Thanks again.
Thank you very much.
We will, we can
Go here and stay around.
Yeah. Watch sausage be made.
Appreciate y'all.
Thanks so much.
And appreciate the 4-H. We try to support that as much as we can. Hope you and your counselor here is getting along good.
How's the project movement from the new show on out there?
It's done. We are, in fact, they had a work day Saturday. I was out of pocket prior plans.
Wait to see what the email order is.
We've actually got animals in there. We've actually got animals in about a month ago. So, just got a pair of goats in the sheep goat side. There aren't really any pigs on feed this summer. There's a few families that have their houses, but there's not any at the project center yet. So they'll probably move, the pigs will be in there like in mid-September. But there are a pair of goats out there right now. So it's very good.
We shut the electricity off at the other place. Once she told me everything was gone.
Are you anticipating the need for the old barn again this spring?
Only from an overflow standpoint, we should have plenty of room, I would think. The program's growing here, both 4-H and FFA. A lot of the kids that are feeding pigs are in the FFA program, but some of them are, most of them are actually dual members. But I don't, only from an overflow standpoint, and we appreciate being able to keep some of those out there. And in fact, I think every one of them there might have been a few 4-H kids were majority of FFA kids, but they still were,
Did it work out for
work real well. I know it's an expensive venture and things on the heat and air, but it did work out well, trying to get them in transition. But the new facility is tremendous. I mean, we really have something to hang our hat on as a county. And very, very impressed with how it turned out. And been a lot of effort from different people throughout the community and the county. And I know it's an extremely nice facility. In fact, when we get that thing filled up in this fall with animals, we'll maybe have a day you guys come out, look at things. It's very impressive. So we appreciate you guys' efforts on that. It's really going to be something neat to see.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you.
You'll note in your packet, there's our usual letter from the Texas Veterans Commission regarding their 70th annual statewide training conference. There's money budgeted in Wayne and the VSO's budget, so I think that'll be this year's expense. They just urge us to make funds available for them to go to that conference, so I think they're in there. Next item is DPS narcotics agent K-9 presentation, Jared Hutchins. And this is Sheriff Babcock. He might want to stand up here and introduce him, make some comments first.
Yeah. This is Jared Hutchins, the DPS narcotics, and he's just gonna give y'all a little talk about the needs, what he feels like K-9 to do for Young County.
Jared, you come from Wichita Falls?
Yes, sir. Good morning. Once again, my name is Jared Hutchins, and I've been with DPS for 15 years. 6 years prior to that, I was with the Vernon Police Department. So almost 20 years, a little over 20 years, law enforcement experience. I am a special agent with DPS narcotics out of Wichita Falls. 5 years ago, I was introduced to Graham by my training officer, and have been in this area ever since. Unfortunately for you guys, it's a target-rich environment. With DPS, we do joint methamphetamine investigations. That's with Drug Enforcement Administration, DPS, Young County Sheriff's Department, and also Graham Police Department. During the last 5 years, we've had 4 investigations. We investigate the investigations that we are called Major Criminal Enterprise Investigations, or DTOs, Drug Trafficking Organizations. We're trying to hit a large group, follow the methamphetamine from here to the Metroplex, from the Metroplex back into Mexico. We've done 4 investigations since I've been here in Young County. during them, I've piled some numbers, just to kind of give you an idea of what all we've done, and the importance or the need for a canine within this county. I've interviewed hundreds of people, 100 people that have been caught using methamphetamine or in the methamphetamine or the narcotics world. And on several occasions, I've had these people actually tell me that they know there's a 50-50 chance that if they get stopped by somebody with the police department or the sheriff's department to refuse consent and roll the dice and bet whether their canine is working or on duty or not. Some of them told me they've gotten away with it. Sometimes they told me that they did not get away with it. But they do know to refuse the officer's consent for a search because there may or may not be a canine available. Some of the numbers we've compiled in the last 5 years of these investigations, we've taken 30 people to federal prison. We've had over 60 people in the state engaged in organized criminal activity. There's been 1,827.11 grams of methamphetamine seized. That's roughly 114 pounds that was seized coming to or coming from the Young County area. If you average that at around $500 an ounce is what the normal paying price is. Sometimes it varies. Actually, it's pretty low because back when we were doing this, it was $600 to $650 an ounce. But on average at $500 an ounce, that's $913,000 worth of methamphetamine that has come in or gone out of Young County. If you talk about historical dope, that's methamphetamine that I have interviewed somebody and they admitted for a 2-year period of getting this amount of methamphetamine. We don't actually have it in hand, but it's historical, which is prosecuted within the federal system. If you estimate the historical dope, it's in the millions. It's in the $1 million range as far as the money. It's unbelievable. Like I said, unfortunately, y'all have a methamphetamine problem. It makes me look good. It makes DEA look good because we're here. But it's sad to have that type of problem in this area. So there's definitely a need for a canine position. I know y'all don't have the open highways, kind of like we do on 287 in Wichita Falls, where DPS has a canine program there. However, there is a large amount of methamphetamine obviously coming in and going out of Young County. I appreciate your time.
What's the cost of canine?
I do not know.
Travis?
I know, yes. I would say right now, traded and all, probably equipped, you're looking at $20,000 a dog, and that's on the low end. I mean, you can spend as much money as you want, but I feel like we can probably work it even probably less than that.
What does the dog cost, you say?
The dog itself is anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000.
And then the training is the rest of that? That's the dog?
That's with house. That's with getting everything set up in your vehicle. That's getting, which we have some. When kennels for outside, that's your shots, everything monthly, and the training. The training is going to cost you, depending on where you go, you're talking about 6 weeks to 8 weeks of training. Whenever I went and did my training, it only took 2 weeks. So
that's just between the dog and the handler.
Right.
Isn't it possible though you can get a rescue dog to perform?
You could.
Right.
You could.
If you find the right breed. And
Right.
I understand that too. And can I ask Jared another question? You said there's $900,000 of methamphetamine coming out here. And I ain't asked you for a precise number, but if we were doing seizures, would you think we'd have seizures just off of that number?
I'm not sure because we focus more of the money of the methamphetamine coming in. In other words, with my investigation, if we have an investigative tool on a vehicle, on a person, or whatever, we'll allow that person to travel to the Metroplex, which is where 98% of methamphetamine is coming from. And then on the way back is whenever we'll conduct our business with them.
Right.
So we're more for seizing the drug and getting the drug off the street as opposed to the money going out.
I'm talking like vehicles or something like that.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, I don't.
I mean, do you see a payback in this?
Oh, obviously. Yeah, I mean, that's yeah, you could.
So you could see a payback.
Sure.
With the dog.
Sure, we do it all the time in DPS. If you
Right.
get a vehicle that's good condition, paid off, and that's seizable, absolutely. And Wichita Falls, Wichita County has a great seizure program going on where they take care of a lot of that stuff that pays for these types of services.
This drug in Young County, how much of it is made in Young County these days rather than just brought into Young County and distributed?
Almost zero. It's so easy to make it, manufactured in Mexico, ship it over to the hubs in Dallas, Fort Worth, San Antonio, big Corpus Christi, and then it funnels out to the smaller areas.
So most of our traffic is going to be coming this way rather than that.
Correct.
It's coming in there.
Yes, sir.
We're not having the problems that we had a few years ago with regard to the manufacturer.
No, sir. Nowadays, with the restrictions they put on the Sudafed tablets, which really put a damper on them, and the problems with using anhydrous to make the old style dope or methamphetamine.
Yeah, it's almost like, yeah.
Yes, sir. And it's a lot cheaper to make it in Mexico and buy it over here, and it's a better product.
Usually in the small towns, they catch it before they get really big, you would think, manufacturer. That usually happens that way.
Does your interdiction program up on 287 not push them down to 114 and 380?
It does, yes, sir. It does. It's there. 199. There's a lot of methamphetamine coming up 199.
So you're saying if they get stopped, they got a 50-50 chance of being released because the dog doesn't get there.
Yeah, there's instances.
So there's a real good chance they're just going to come through our county with no problems whatsoever.
Very likely. I know at least 2 instances where somebody that I've interviewed or they may be cooperating with me, they've told me they've been stopped and actually had stuff on them and actually refused the officer's consent to search and got away because there was not a canine on duty.
No resources. So we need to do everything we can to make it more difficult on them to do that.
I would, yes, sir. I mean, obviously I've been here for 5 years. We've had great success here, and it doesn't seem to be going away.
Travis, what's the difficulty in getting a search warrant on a probable cause search for
A vehicle?
Yeah.
2 in the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've never asked for a search warrant on a vehicle that we didn't already, had seized or towed. Almost impossible, I would say. I mean, I don't say it'd be impossible, but it'd be difficult.
It's not a common practice.
No.
In other words, you're detaining a person for longer than the allotted time that you're supposed to.
What do you guys use as a rule of thumb for the time limit? What is it? How long is too long?
Not during the stop or waiting on a canine?
Waiting on the canine?
It just depends on the documentation. If a person has a criminal history, if a person's nervous, if you can document all these things to get you a little bit further, then you can stretch it out to possibly 45 minutes or so. Most of the time it needs to be close to 15, 30 minutes. And the courts change. Every year something different comes down.
This dog has to be certified and papered or whatever. And go back through training once a year.
Once a year, the handler and the dog has to be certified once a year. Which that's good.
Send them off for a week-long training, 1-day training.
Usually they can do it 2 or 3 days on the yearly deal.
Let me ask you about false positives. When the dog says there's something there and you don't find anything there, are they still detainable because there was at one time dope there?
Sure, the residue or the smell, a lot of times you miss it. Like
Can
on
the
287.
dog's opinion hold up for detention?
Yeah,
He says there's something there but you can't find it.
Right, absolutely. And that's whenever, like, for instance, 287, we'll have a dog alert on the car, and we might have just missed it. They might have just dropped it off in Dallas or whatever. But that gives us absolute every reason in the world to take that car to a business or whatever and strip the car completely down. So, I mean, it justifies, even though it's not there, but it gives us a lot more time to do investigations or interview.
So the dog don't make mistakes very often?
Not very often. DPS, now, of course, all I can vouch for is the DPS numbers. Ours, the one we have in Wichita County.
Your dogs don't make mistakes very often?
Yeah, they're extremely good. I won't say they don't, but they're extremely good.
How many dogs do y'all have available?
within this area, I think the only one we have is Wichita Falls has a K-9 and Mineral Wells has a DPS K-9. Yes, sir.
Dog works 24 hours?
No, sir.
That's the only thing about our surrounding counties, the bigger ones, whoever start putting pressure on them, they move them, and they know where to do it, they got a network of communication, they work themselves.
I cover both Young County and Jack County, and if I'm doing an investigation in Young County, Jack County, I'll start getting a little bit bigger, then I'll move into Jack County, and then around me bigger. Of course, they're back and forth within the two counties.
Well, this makes sense. I mean, if the big corridors and interstates, 287s are really getting a lot of traffic stops, then they're gonna move to these smaller corridors.
I'm sure it happens on I-40. I-40 is a huge interdiction place for DPS, and since then, especially with the amount of border pressure we put on the border, then a lot of it's moved into 287, and now we're knocking down marijuana seizures almost daily on 287.
The drug transports that you stop in Young and Jack, are they terminating in these two counties, or are they just traveling through?
Mainly terminating here.
This is
But these are people, these are known individuals that we're watching or have some kind of investigative tool to help us watch them.
So they're bringing the dope in and distributing it in Young County.
Yes, sir. One individual that is currently in federal prison, we talked to, are arresting his source of supply. This is the person in the Metroplex that he goes and gets the methamphetamine from. This person had one person above him, and that person was a direct contact within the cartel out of Mexico. He stated that this person that was living in Young County for many, many years he had to rent a storage building to house the methamphetamine because it was so much that he would come up and bring with him. Now, he was a big talker, but we did research and he did have a warehouse in his name, not a warehouse, a storage building in his name. So, it's here. There's a bunch of it.
You can do a free air search on a storage building, couldn't you?
Yes, sir, you can. As long as it's open to the public.
How much of our crime can you contribute to drugs?
I'd say almost all of the thefts we have are accompanied by.
I would even go as far as to say even more. Yeah, I would say just about every crime you're going to get, whether it be domestic, theft, assaults.
Assault, battery?
Sure.
Yeah.
This is the primary.
I would say pretty much all of it, like Judge said,
It's a drug. They have a need for that drug. They can't get off this drug. So they're going to do whatever it takes for them to obtain this drug.
they can't get a job, so they'll do what they can do.
They know I'm here. We've been here for 5 years. We've taken all these people to federal prison and state prison. We've done 4 or 5 engaged in organized criminal activities. I've interviewed people and say, you know I'm here. You know we're working these cases. And they're like, well, I can't get off the dope. It's too easy.
They just wave at you when they go by.
Exactly. I mean, it's even my captain saying, well, what is wrong with the methamphetamine users in Young County? Why are they still continuing to do what they're doing? So,
Well, with the sentence that our district attorney put down on the last one, the 99 years, that ought to get a little attention.
you would think.
We got 55 Friday,
And 55 on Friday.
You would think. And a lot of the bigger ones we're taking to federal prison, which federal prison has a lot more bite to it.
Yeah, it does.
So,
Day for day.
And normally that's the bigger people in Dallas, but there are a few in Young County that have been in or currently in federal prison.
That's what
Okay, very good. Gary, thank you for your presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, item number 4, county clerk's minutes of previous meeting, July the 18th, 2017. Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections need to be made?
Second.
We have a motion from Mr. Rogers, second from Mr. Pruitt to approve the minutes as presented. All in favor? Carried 5-0. Treasurer's financial report, updates on security pledges. I believe we have year for substitution and/or withdrawal of securities and pledges. Any opposition to the exchange there?
Second.
Yes, sir. We have a motion by Commissioner Wiley, second by Commissioner Pruitt to adopt the resolution for substitution, withdrawal of securities as security pledges. All in favor? It is 10 a.m. Moving to item number 9. Consider that bid for sale of 1984 dump truck.
I got 2 bids this time.
You did get some.
I know it. The first bid is from Darrell Hearn, and he bid The next one is from W.P. Cattle, Pete Wiley, and he bid $2,500.
That takes you about it, Keith.
Another bid.
I had the 2.
Two.
Yes, sir.
Motion to accept that bid. I'll second.
$2,500.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, second.
Sign.
Do you want to call Mr. Hearn?
That he missed. Could,
His number's on here.
could you get in contact with that young man? Yeah. Thank you.
Do you want me to call Mr.?
Yes, ma'am.
Do we have a motion from Mr. Pruitt, second from Mr. White, Sines to accept the bid number 2 from Pete Wiley at $2,500. All in favor? That's a completion. Like a note, Commissioner Wiley abstained from that deliberation of the
Trying. 99 cents.
come back here to item number 6. Consider alternate budget amendments, voucher payment.
I have a budget amendment from precinct 2, Commissioner Pruitt. We have $10,000 from his fuel line into his equipment repair maintenance line.
We have a motion by Commissioner Pruitt, second Commissioner Wiley to approve such budget transfer. All in favor?
They got a maintenance area. Keep having problems. Trucks falling down. Fix them, keep going, maybe fuel. They gotta fix them, yeah, that's why I should go for the fuel.
You get tired.
I can't drive.
Which came first, the ticket?
That's right.
Okay, on vouchers, we have a total of $88,365.47, and out of the general is $56,196.58.
So,
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Wiley, second by Commissioner Pruitt to approve items payable as presented today. All in favor? Carried 5-0.
Well,
I'll take care of it.
thank you.
Item number 7, discuss, consider American National leasing contract for Sheriff's Department's recent Tahoe delivery. Did not get Billy down here?
No, Billy couldn't make it, he's in another county today.
He's where, doing what?
He's in another county, I guess. Another county. We are. There's a copy of that.
One more tell us if we can understand this without him being there.
And I'll give you a copy of the whole lease. So we're putting everything that we got from the insurance company down on this from the wrecked vehicle, $17,187, which we're financing $23,712.75.
The vehicle that was wrecked was paid for, didn't have any.
Just paid for it. That's actually not a bad thing.
Yeah, that helped the lease a lot.
It's not a recommended method of trading them in.
Put on the back of it, paid by Scully.
Let's go be, yeah.
So we'll have 3 years at
Interest rate now.
$5,499 a year, and then a balloon payment of $9,000.
And 2.2.
Translate to our CD, yeah.
That's going to 3.1.
So we're spending $1,788 interest,
Over 4 years?
Tractor that out over 4 years.
4 years. Our last payment will be.
Well, 3 years, and let's see, yeah, 3 years.
So after we make our last payment, $4.03 is what will be our total cost for it. And,
But then,
We're financing 23,712.
75.
okay. Did we figure that, what we'll figure in on the capitalized payment on the sheriff's department?
no, because I didn't know at the time, so I'll add that in. And I'll-
This 17, is it accrued interest or what is that? 1788?
Calculator to it, Stacy. That's the interest total.
Yeah.
Did you put your calculator to it? You're the one that's
17,
buying
that
stuff.
was over the term of the lease. What is it costing us to borrow the 1788?
We have a motion regarding that.
So,
Who's got the contract?
I do have the contract.
Wiley?
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Wiley, second by Commissioner Sykes to approve the contract from American National Leasing Corporation on the Sheriff's Department Tahoe. Total amount financed $23,712.75 with a balloon payment to be in July 20, $9,000. All in favor? 5-0.
By the time you move all the vehicles around
You want to sign
that
this?
you're gonna move because of this purchase,
Okay.
what do we end up with as a reserve vehicle?
Same one that Scully's driving right now, the 2010 Tahoe.
210 Tahoe?
But like, we'll move everything around, he'll probably drive what John or we're driving right now, and then I'll give John that pickup and I'll drive it.
It's your drive. Yours goes to Chief and then his will go to Scobie, and Scobie's to go.
Because right now, he's driving our reserve unit.
So we don't have a reserve unit at the present time?
Well,
That
we
was
just go and get it from his house when we need it.
Item number 8, consider 2018 sheriff constable fees. Started from the last meeting, I think these were supposed to be reported to the comptroller, I believe, by October the 15th or something like that, I believe. I don't know. Yes, where's your door? That's gonna be kind of item planning to our FY18 budget. Because I knew we'd lose money.
The bar column over here is gonna be the increase amount.
Yes, sir.
The total.
That's your proposed
That's what I propose.
You're just gonna make them $85 instead of $75.
All the other surrounding counties are 100.
Wichita County's way up there.
I'm not going by what Wichita, I was going by the counties that are about the same size as we are. We haven't done anything since,
You got Archer.
and I can tell since 2010.
Archer, Clay, Jackson.
These numbers on ours are 7 years old.
As far as I can tell.
I can remember increasing once in not too distant past. It might have been that long.
I think it used to be 50.
Excuse me.
I'm pretty sure it used to be 50,
We-
and we
we did that.
increased it to
I mean, if
75.
you look at that bottom one right there with $15 and, Throckmorton was 50.
Wichita.
So that kind of shows that we haven't been keeping up with it very good.
I think you go on subpoenas and stuff, it's $100.
What do you say we table this for a little while until we get into our budget session?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Anything you want to say about anything besides what you already said?
Good.
Thank you, Travis.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Commissioner Pruitt.
Considering we
You did
got
the research on
those this morning early, is item number 10, is there anything that's necessary on our burn ban, burn restrictions? No action? Item number 11, budget workshop, any matter pertaining to FY18 budget. We have our presentation scheduled here by our county attorney, Mr. Christopher Barron. Would you please come forward?
He's 010475.
475.
Commissioner, good morning.
Good morning.
How are we all today? Good. I won't take up too much of your time. I'll let you get to the proper page here.
How much less do you want?
Well, none really. I'm actually not going to ask for a whole lot this year. I'm going to ask for a few things though. The first thing that I would like to address would be line item number 427, which is the education budget. Originally, when I had come into office, the Commissioner's Court had given me $7,200 for that matter. Last year, it was cut to $4,000. This year, we're going to be facing a shortfall in that line item of about $1,500. There's two additional conferences that I must attend this year, one in August, one in September. So as for that line item for this year, 2017, I'm going to, after working with the auditor's office, like I said, we're going to need an additional $1,500 in that line item just to be able to make it through this year. And I would ask the commissioners to reallocate some of the removed funds from that matter and increase that line item to at least $6,000 so that all of the education on an annual budget can be made. Part of the issue here is...
Did you say for education, correct?
Yes, for education.
Okay, 6.
427. Part of the issue there is, of course, that our court deals with juvenile issues, and that is a totally separate school, totally separate everything from the usual criminal issues, which requires me to go to an additional conference or to send my ladies to an additional conference every year. They usually occur in August and September. So last year, one of them got moved back towards this year, so that's why last year's budget looked like it wasn't as much as it normally should be.
So it's showing up in this year's budget?
A little bit. But overall, I mean, putting the pencil to it and looking at what the costs are, what the expenses are to go to these conferences, I really am going to need about $6,000 a year to both educate myself and my ladies every year as to what's going on in the law. So I am going to ask for a $2,000 increase in that budget this year to $6,000. And I'm going to ask for an additional allocation of $1,500 for this year into that line item budget so that we won't be upside down in that budget this year. Additionally, for myself and for my secretaries, I am asking for a 5% increase this year as well. I think that's going to go a long ways in making up for what was, since there was no raises last year, cost of living interest, etc. I do believe the 5% would be a realistic number for an increase in those line items. Working with the court this year, Judge Bullock has been very helpful in allowing us to have additional court days. We have really been reducing the overall docket for the county. Just as an example, summer is usually one of our higher times of the year because you have juveniles out, it's just hot, people like to fight, I'm not sure why. But last year at this point in time, we had a caseload of active cases of 227. We've worked that down. This year we have 174 on the books, so that's a net decrease of 50. And that's been because we have been able to have the additional court days. The fine folks in the Sheriff's Department and the Police Department, Olney PD, have been, well, they've been really doing their job, working it very hard, so we've had to work some additional time in getting these cases taken care of. But overall, I think the state of the county attorney's office is doing well. I do appreciate y'all listening to me today, and that's really what I have at this time.
Counselor, are there any education travel reimbursements from your association or anything like that that's available to you?
Yes, sir, and taking those into account, having already spoken with the auditor's office, the additional $1,500 we're requesting is going to be in addition to the reimbursements that we're receiving.
That's taking that into consideration.
Yes, it is.
Your part-time, you think you're going to reach the $16,000 that was allocated?
Yes, sir.
This year's budget?
We are going to reach the 16. She's been working some additional time. Hot checks, even though we have less actual hot checks, we are doing a lot of work with her position and getting folks to do payout agreements, credit card payments, that sort of thing to kind of keep that collection effort going.
What about your law books and stuff? I mean, you've only done 176 this year. Do you think you're going to, it is a legislative year?
Yes, sir. It's a legislative year, and they will not come out with those new books until sometime in September, so we'll have to order them once those updates come in. So, yes, sir.
So money has not been spent yet, but likely to be spent.
That's correct. If you'll look at last year, it was $824, excuse me, I'm sorry, we have $824 left. Last year, I think we went
720.
Yeah, 720 some odd dollars, and those books only go up every year, so.
Right. And if you're like me, I'd rather read a book than look at a computer.
You're absolutely correct on that, though, it's nice to be able to pull up online as well, so, but that doesn't cost us anything for that.
Printing of books is going up because of that.
When's the rather look at something other? Just get a tablet and look at it, not me. I'm old school.
We have worked out pretty good. I appreciate you working hard on those cases, and we have worked those down.
My ultimate goal is to try
to dispose of a lot of cases.
That's true. My ultimate goal is to try to get it, we had it at one point all the way down to about 125, but quite frankly, that's not sustainable, that low of a level. We knew that it was going to come back up. But my goal is to try and keep it at or around 150, somewhere in that range. So, like I said, we always have a little bit of an uprise during the summer season, and then it kind of will go back down again.
You saying the heat makes us all ill?
Well, no, sir, I don't think that it's all of us, but people sure do.
Thank God it's not all of them.
People sure do enjoy fighting, and gosh, the number of arrests that we had for assault over the weekend, that
this weekend that just happened, I was very surprised.
Hot weather, cold beer.
There you go.
They said it was 108 yesterday.
Every bit of it, sir.
Every bit. So, must have been during my nap.
I had my wife on the lawnmower yesterday, she told me it was hot.
Push more.
Yeah, you
Were there-
probably did a weed eater, push him up.
Any other questions?
Doing good.
Good.
Appreciate everything.
Like to run it pretty tight.
Put these under consideration.
I appreciate y'all very
Thank
much.
you very much. I see our district clerk sitting right there.
I'm observing.
Very good. Learning.
Just observing the court in action. The sausage being made.
Sausage is being made.
Okay, let's go back now. I guess we can go back now to our fees discussion. Well, Mr. Barron. Have to listen to you.
Okay, now who actually pays these fees? The ones,
Those that are
Basic,
requesting service.
like if you needed to serve somebody, you would pay for it through your attorney or whatever.
okay, on all the rest.
Same way for it. Anything, the subpoena, the summons, the writs, the writ of garnishment, the question, all that stuff, order somebody to sell something. The person requesting it has to pay.
Kay she can tell you all about that.
What?
You just want to know who pays the fees.
It comes through the court cost, ours does. If it's a writ, it's collected at the time that the writ is asked for. That's just in our court. I don't know about Jamie's or the JP's office. If it's a citation, it comes through at the time that they pay the court cost through our office too. Posting of a notice is through the probate court, and it comes through at the time that they pay the cost of the probate or guardianship. Now, theirs, I don't know how they do
Let's see.
Jack County is by the way the lowest. They're way back on the back.
And you checked on Jack County, they're really that low.
They're on they're way too low.
My goodness.
But at the same time, even to order a sale, they're $100 off on it, but the writ of question, they're the same. Writ of garnishment, they're $75 off on it. You know, they're still living back in the Stone Age days.
Apparently.
I think that $85 is pretty well at the medium to what.
Yeah, I'd go up to 100 on them. I'd go up to 100 on subpoenas and citations. They're gonna pay them. I promise you, they're gonna pay them.
2013 is when I started doing this, and there's been no change.
No change since 13.
And I don't have anything for 2012 or 11, so I'm assuming there was no change there. The earliest that could have been changed in 2010.
Okay. So you weighed these based on population and what surrounding counties were charging? Counties our size and what have you?
I mean, Archer's smaller than us, and they're at 100.
Well, it looks like all of your smaller counties are higher.
Yeah.
All of the,
Knox is way smaller.
but your larger counties are even higher than that.
Yeah.
All the ones more populated. Of course, I guess there's that much more activity and all that. Like it works in reverse versus itself. Yeah, I don't,
Churches are prudent.
I think the $10 increase is not too much to ask for.
Well justified.
People can handle a little bit at a time.
I'd say go 25, honestly. I honestly would.
Do what?
I'd say go 25.
Make it 100 on subpoenas and something.
In citations. They're gonna pay them. They don't have a choice. That's my opinion. Because we've already fallen behind the ball.
That's what Austin keeps saying about the counties. Send them the bill, they'll pay it.
Yeah. They have. We've fallen behind the ball.
Well,
Commissioner Rogers, you're normally very prudent about these kind of things. What are you thinking?
I imagine Jack County at this very moment is probably doing the same thing.
Yeah, that's an astute observation. I would hope so.
If they're looking at it at all, like this is being looked at, they say, man, they're way behind.
And we send them a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
We've done work for you.
I know one commissioner over in McCinty and it makes a difference.
Well, I'd say that the suggested increase over here, except for the written notices down here, like, that'd be something like a notice on probate matter or something like that.
What is a written notice? I don't know what that was either. Travis,
Do what?
what's a written notice?
It's when we post it.
When we post all that stuff down there at the top.
On that bulletin board?
Right. Anything that you post downstairs.
I think move that $10 accordingly. We've increased the others, but $10 a month that we've increased there, so.
I think next year we need to raise it again then.
Yeah, because I was going by just, by looking at Stevens County and Throckmorton County, you know, they were right in between both of them. Stevens probably be the one that's closest to our side anyway. That's the only reason I went to that 40.
I'd say that $10 move to 25 would be appropriate in that written, posting written notices. I'm sure agree with the rest of them.
Wichita Falls at $115 for those written notices.
Think about how many written notices they have in a town that size.
No kidding.
Our revenue.
Lots of revenue. I would say Throckmorton County
What cost do we
probably
have?
don't have hardly any.
We look there.
Who prepares those written notices?
Look there at Will County, they're still $10.
Of course, Wilburn County is the same way, but Wilburn doesn't have very much population in Wilburn County.
12, 14,000.
We got a good bit of cost. We got a good bit of cost.
They're a little smaller than Young County population.
Is Archer bigger than us, or they're about the same?
No, they're about,
They're small, they're probably 7,000 or 8,000.
Are they really?
yeah.
I got all the poor bitty.
They're expanding,
podunks.
yeah, but they've got so much, land mass.
Yeah,
Yeah. They're bedroom community for Wichita Falls.
Yeah.
it is a spread out county.
Throckmorton about 1,500, I think, maybe a little less than that.
Probably really.
And Stevens is 7,000 or 8,000.
They're probably one guy.
I didn't think Stevens was, we're way bigger than
Land
Stevens.
over there.
Yeah. Yeah, they're shrinking at Throckmorton. They've been losing population
Quickly.
quite a lot.
Eastland County would probably be the closest one to us. That
Yeah,
big-
they're just about identical
Yeah,
population.
that's what I was thinking.
Right there.
I don't know about Clay, we really don't see Clay.
Clay's smaller, Montague's about the same.
Yeah, that's why I said Eastern would probably be close to.
I know about that.
Lots of acreage of land, very few owners.
I don't either.
E-Rap's considerably larger, and Alton's considerably larger.
Probably 100,000 in Stevensville.
Wise is growing leaps and bounds.
Yes, it is.
They're probably 60, 70, 80,000 by now.
I bet Decatur's big, there's a lot about that.
Decatur's doing leaps and bounds, yeah.
It really is.
Judge, do you think the change from 15 to 40 is just too much of an increase for
Yeah,
people to bear?
Well, it's just because we've increased everything else by 10, it looks like, or suggested that everything that we've increased $10. I think $10 there.
It's been terribly cheap for a while,
For probate.
terribly inexpensive.
Mr. Auditor, Mr. Auditor,
Yes.
all these fees come in right here on, all of them come in right here on,
What line?
340.
On your sheriff fees,
Yeah.
sheriff and constable fees,
340.
not all of them. But some of them's gonna come through.
Yeah, a lot of them come to the county clerk, JPs and the county clerks.
So these things are kind of distributed through the parish departments?
Everything gotta be distributed accordingly from there.
I think up on the sheriff's fees this year, it seems like y'all have been bringing a lot.
To the people working.
We've got constable service fees here, precinct 1, 7,500.
Well, see, those come through the JP courts, those constable fees. They bring in some, but most of them go through the JP court on that constables in the budget. So it's both.
Last year's budget, this current year's budget was 5,500 each way.
I wouldn't mind going up just a little bit more than 85, but that's whatever you want to do.
I think 35. Like I said, then everybody can handle a little bit.
So we haven't done anything since 2010.
That's fine.
2010.
We're so far behind the ball.
I think I can just recall increasing one time in the last several years.
Even
I
at,
haven't
even
seen this increase.
$15.
I know 13 to now, there's been an increase, but I don't have anything on 11,
Even
12.
only, it's $15.
So I don't even know that we even addressed this. Well,
At least try to catch up.
but I know as of 13, everything has changed.
7 years ago, though, we did it.
I don't say
We did 7 years
2010
ago.
there.
We increased it 7 years ago.
That's part later. I can't remember what it was, but
It was sometime in there.
we increased it once. But I recall, probably increased it before, but I just can't recall it. What's everybody's pleasure?
I really like Matt's idea. All the ones marked in yellow, $15 increase. Heard Commissioner Rogers say he'd like a little bit more maybe.
I good with you, 90?
I'd like 90,
90,
90, and 30.
Oh, we're gonna be that 30.
Just 15 straight across.
Are you good?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
What's that?
All those that we've got marked in yellow,
We're gonna.
$15 plus 15.
Okay, make them 100?
90.
Deal like
Well,
that.
90, 90, 90,
About
90,
15 more?
30.
Yeah, 15 more.
15 more than the original.
30?
You did, you second.
90.
Are you gonna do yours then?
What?
Figure it
Increase those identified.
Do we go to 25 on that bottom one?
What-
30, bottom 30, 15 on all of them.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
We're trying to make it simple for the auditor's office.
Even though.
Instead of those fives, we're getting another crap road, see?
Oh, no, I hate
See how all of them in zero?
I like it.
And we've got those
I'm sure y'all did it.
identified, those things, subpoenas, summons, forcible detainer, citations, and posted written notices increase all $15 accordingly. Is that right? Kind of like your motion? All in favor? Carried 5-0.
Okay.
motion?
Jimmy, I did, Matt seconded.
I thought you did.
I'm blaming it on you.
Okay, any other matters pertaining to the budget? I don't think so.
Blame it on me.
Don't continue right on.
Okay, we will,
All right, cut the judge's
I say we
budget.
take a 10-minute break.
10-minute break.
Now, because when he was in DFW, he was looking into all the trafficking cases and stuff like that, and it was taking a toll on him, just like mentally. But you know, he's got a cushy one now, but it wouldn't surprise me if he was like, let's go over to France or something.
You know the story
Well,
about him and his wife.
what do you mean about that?
Sorry.
Oh, no, I heard they met on the strip, that they were driving down the strip and saw each other or something. Did you hear something?
No, you never knew his mom.
You were asking me
No,
about that,
she-
or you were looking?
No, thank you.
She died.
She passed away a few years before I met Lindsay. Noma passed away the day after we got married. But, how did he?
Okay, I'm gonna go take my break now.
Well, she's a little older than he is.
That's not good.
He took off one day.
Wishing I
He
did.
borrowed his dad's pickup. His dog. They left.
I heard there were different people back then.
They were. But I tell you, you never know about Martin now. He put himself in school.
Oh, yeah.
He could lift degrees, experience that a lot of people have never had.
Yeah, he's
Not
also
to
got
have
that.
no college to speak of. Or,
Well, yeah, so he ended up getting his GED and going to get his bachelor's and master's, and yeah, he's done a lot.
Yeah, he quit school. He quit high school.
Yeah, I mean, he was 15 when he met Teresa.
That's right. He didn't even have a driver's license.
Yeah.
The fire chief's supposed to be here sometime.
Okay.
I'll go before us, get a picture.
Okay.
Looks like the-
I don't, I'll have to take a picture with Tom. We got a main camera.
I'll take good pictures then.
Whew.
Been a long weekend.
Yeah, it was, I did more relaxing. So usually I will still work quite a bit from home. And I turned on my computer around like 11 o'clock on Saturday. My mom's like, you can never have a day off. Right now. I got back up and I didn't do anything for work until, well, that morning. I went out there to take a picture of the only Cowboy church starting a trail ride.
Somebody come through the country, but they was, didn't know what they were doing, was going to Jasmine River.
Yeah, I went to go take a picture of them and go to the fun.
The way it talks, he's approved by road. And this shows the places he is approved for. I can't find the little place you were telling me that he's approved in all these places, so. Okay, that's yours. You're welcome.
They were supposed to be leaving from the arena, so I went out there and I took little pictures and there was like, 50 plus trailers and stuff out there. They're supposed to leave out at 8. About 8:45, Lindsay calls me, asks me where I'm at, because I was just going to get a picture and come back. I thought, man, they hadn't left yet. People just keep on piling in. And about like 2 minutes later, I see a post from Dustin saying they were on the road going. So I went out there and apparently there was some kind of event going on at the arena. And so they had went up the road to get going. So they camped out in Newcastle and then so on. I went out there and we roasted some s'mores with them. And it was probably about,
You took your family out there?
yeah. They laid their saddles out and stuff on the ground. And they said they were going to get up and start going about 6 o'clock, get only about 8
Oh.
church out there.
I did already.
And I was going to go out there and take a picture, but.
You did?
30 minutes.
I did.
And then them not be out there or taking different way, because they rode through the country in Newcastle, like they just rode across a bunch of people's land to get up there. Apparently all those landowners out there were like, if there's a fence, there ain't a gate you can go through, then just cut it and we'll fix it later. And let them go straight up through all the property. I got a message from Dustin at like 12 o'clock saying, hey, we're just not getting into the whole thing. I was like, I'm glad I didn't go out there to get that picture because I would have been waiting in the way. Where you go to church at? Do you go to church? Who's the, what's his name, Daniel? What was that guy's name that was pastor out there? Didn't he?
David Ray.
Is who is there now? That's who it was? Who's in there?
Michael Sear, C-Y-R. He's in the first year. That's what we usually get, we have to break them in and train them.
Yeah. I thought
They're
the hero.
usually still in the process of getting all their papers and all that, so we have to pay and send them to go to Mexico and the weather for to do the training, to get them all trained up. And then go figure purchase at that time.
Well, I talked to Harold, because Harold was Friday, looked like he might end up having to leave. And I don't think that's a really good system of the church to have, basically, as people get more experience, they get put over more and more people forcibly, like, hey, you've got to go to this other church over there. Because that just doesn't encourage the pastors to sit down roots and really know people and invest in lives and stuff.
What the system is when they go in for preaching.
And so Harold got lucky and able to stay another year, but they're planning for move on up next year.
They might stay, most of them will stay 3 years, 4 years, probably, but 6 years.
I think this one's Harold's.
Their team's kind of went down with the guy before him, and Harold kind of brought it back to him. Everybody kind of related to him. I guess he's from the ground, maybe. Yeah, I got some bricks in the ground.
Yeah, Robert Leslie went to school with Nolan.
And, so, but, I mean, as far as Newcastle, we're small. The ones that we have to train, and the ones that we've got the last 30 maybe. Well, this is kind of their second profession. You know, we've got architects, we've got accountants, but they've been called to ministry. You know, it's not like my dad was a preacher, so I got to be a preacher. I mean, they've gone to college and they've got a different profession. We've got a still college students and they're teachers. So we've got some really good people. You know, they haven't done all their schooling yet. But they know that's what they're here for, Greeks. So we get some pretty good guys.
Yeah, I went to a Methodist seminary and I met a ton of great people there. There's such a different kind of atmosphere than the Baptist Bible college I went to before that. There's a really big push for holiness, not just doctrinal know-how, but real personal growth.
Wish that could work.
Or your son to go to big shoes.
I think I wear flip-flops more than anything else these days. My wife was asking me what to do with my potted shoes last night. Keep them? You never know.
Yeah.
Say again?
Snow on the ground, some of these
And you hear about that, part of the Arctic shelf, it's like huge, one of the biggest sections broke off the other day. And that was like, man, it was like
So you said
it's a stage.
200. You wanna get rid of that or what? Would you get that junk out of here? Kill that, okay, well.
It's killed it. Oh, it's not. Don't ever say anything on Facebook or in the courtroom that you wouldn't shout that whole auditorium full of people.
This is not uncommon at all, it all just moves around and stuff, but,
Well, it's back on.
there, whenever bigger pieces like
Look
that
it
break
off.
off, like they start tracking
off.
because.
No.
They were all doing the same thing or what?
It's not.
Yeah. You learned how to do that, didn't you?
It's a big state out in the ocean.
Plane goes down, I wish
He didn't.
Red lights on.
We're looking at having a third kiddo, it's in my wife's taking her out of these first, and.
Cars.
That's a big deal. Yeah.
We got an engine, I'm throwing an engine in.
Are the tanks full of fuel? You go trade it out.
Ten flat tires on it right now.
Yeah.
When was the last time it was moved?
Yeah, we're 13.
Is that
You
right?
can sit over here and block it.
Block it from you.
You can sit over here and block it.
Plane goes down there.
Iowa Park.
Carl's home.
How could he live without a mirror?
I want to see videos of Jimmy.
He's had that blood.
God's got-
Come through his lung like that. Normally you.
I'll bet he did.
Yeah.
Just like that.
That's exactly right. What's he doing alive? That should have killed
Me and
him.
my aunt lived in Hawaii, see my grandma.
Sure, I did this, sending him home from here.
Anyways, we
Well,
went to.
too early.
We had my
You don't give somebody
great
that
uncle.
blood.
Jocelyn ran to get him home is what tore that
Silver
plot
white
loose.
hair.
Broke through and got.
They didn't
You
put the
can't
lace
tell
on her
me.
neck.
Did
Did you see what I gave
Just
you?
like scissors.
Here's the rest. And then this is.
Having a blood clot like that. And you start getting that blood thinner, you start breaking it up. But then the chunks will start coming. Yes.
Jimmy wasn't here, so I said, maybe he'll hop in, so I'd go ahead and give talk.
Yeah, I'm Betty, she is worn out, man. At night up there in Wichita Falls, she spent the night in a chair.
She's gonna take care of it.
That's all. And how many of us are preaching out there? She doesn't listen to nobody.
Here's your revenues.
Right here.
Yeah. Now, that's the page that you didn't have that we talked about.
So just seeing my brother and sister, and that's like
Somebody took care of them
days
here.
of smoke on the plane. and they-
Wasn't me.
Are we still live from New York?
So my
No,
brother was
that's,
at work late, turns out we
that's
only
not
had a
recorded here.
pilot. He was on the social
It's
security.
It's not.
The good old days.
That was awful when they smoked.
And I can remember that.
Yes, sir. And then the scribbling down the bottom, that's retirement and FICA.
It's like a cloud in there.
Figuring that out for things.
Is that added to that or is that
No,
just extra to it?
You know, just-
Yes, sir.
That's what I was trying to